Hello, my name is Zachariah with Old Man Gaming. Welcome to a potentially new series that I'm going to be doing on the channel called What Does It Need? So, I've been trying to think about how to do new kind of shorter form, quick series for the channel. Just to put some content in until we can get some more of our long form stuff out. So I've been thinking, really, what do I want to talk about? What would you guys like me to talk about? I don't know. I didn't do a poll. I'm too lazy. But I really decided that there's a couple of games that I play that I think to myself, this game gets out regular updates, but what does it really need? So today, this is our first episode. What does it really need? So give us a little grace when it comes to figuring out exactly how this is going to go, the pacing of this, and the distance of this. I think what I'm going to do is just put some footage on in the background and talk about the game for a little bit and what it needs. Today, I decided to capitalize on all the clickbaity things I could, which is Windrose, one of the more popular games taking the internet by storm, the independent survival crafting pirate game. This game I purchased, it's not super expensive. I think it's like, I want to say it was like 30, maybe 40 bucks, maybe cheaper. I'm not 100% positive. Either way, I did a review for it on this channel, Snap Judgment Review. Go check it out if you haven't. You can also stay till the end and watch me get spawn camped by a pig for about 9 minutes. It's very hilarious. Everybody who's watched it thinks so. But I've played this game for a while now. I want to say like 40 hours or so. And there are some problems I have with this game. And I think the best way to do this would be, the best way to start this series would be with something so popular in the zeitgeist right now, and that's Windrose. So what does Windrose need? Look, I'm going to say this right now. If you watched the review or if you didn't, I'm going to spoil a little bit of it. I really like the sailing. I really like the naval combat. The survival, the crafting parts are really good. The sword fighting is very good. There is some difficulty spikes and some really hard moments out of nowhere that can kill you and cause some problems. But overall, I think the base play experience is really good for this game. But what it needs, ladies and gentlemen, is a world. I mean, it needs to have that world fleshed out. It's not Sid Meier's Pirates. And I'm going to do some comparing to some other pirate games here. Obviously, I think this game in gameplay far is superior to Skull and Bones for the most part and Sea of Thieves for the most part. I think it is, on a gameplay level, one of the better pirate games I have enjoyed. I also like the character creation. I like the fact that your world is kind of procedurally generated on the islands. I think that's really cool. The problem with this game, though, is that there's no real world around it. There's no real world to interact with. Yes, you can craft. Yes, you get your minions on your ship to help you do boarding fights. You can have players in. Trees you chop down, stuff like that. You have some agency on the world, but everything that exists in this world is just pirates. There are four different factions you can work for, I believe. The people are Tortuga, the Brethren of the Sea, pirates, the Buccaneer Rogues, pirates, and the Smugglers, pirates. And let's face it, the people are Tortuga. Tortuga is a pirate city. Pirates. They're all pirates. It's pirates on pirates. Then you have the bad guys, which are Blackbeard's fleet, and those are, say it with me now, pirates. It's all pirate on pirate violence. There is no Dutch trading company. There is no French groups. There's no British groups. There's none of that. There's no civilians in this archipelago. There's none of it. It's just pirates on pirates. And I cannot tell you how frustrating it is. It takes me right out of it. I want to be able to, like, sail the seas and go after some different ships and be a pirate in the way that I want to be a pirate. The other thing is, you have these situations where things don't really follow paths. They just kind of circle the water when they generate. Like, you'll have a Blackbeard fleet that shows up and it just kind of goes back and forth, I've noticed, if you watch them from afar. And yeah, that's because there's nowhere to go to. There's one city, that's Tortuga, and then there's a few other like little places. I'm going to say this right now. I am pretty early in the game, so I may be speaking out my butt. And if I'm speaking out my butt, feel free to point it out in the comments, and I will happily apologize. Because I haven't gotten to the upgraded biomes or any of that yet. But I don't foresee that really changing. I don't even know if I like the idea of like upgraded biomes or new biomes as you go through. I think it should just be a world that procedurally generates, and then it's there. To compare this to some other things, with Sea of Thieves, the world is dotted out with some NPC stuff, but mostly that's all about player interaction and player count. You end up in a server with a lot of other players. Those are your pirates. Those are the people you interact with. That's what that's made for. But in fairness, I don't love that either. Then you have Skull and Bones, which is all naval combat. It's Ubisoft. It's microtransaction crap out the wazoo. I played a ton of that game. I very much loved a lot of parts of that game. I don't love the Ubisoft stuff. I don't love the microtransaction stuff. It's why I've kind of walked away from it. That being said, if you look at the core of the world construction, it's really good. There are tons of different factions with their own behaviors. How they ship stuff is actually a trade route that goes from point A to point B. You can actually follow that trade route. That trade route carries locale specific goods from point A to point B. So like if this place has all the iron, those trade routes will have iron going from there to somewhere else. Like it is logic based sailing mechanics. It's not just a bunch of ships sitting on the ocean waiting for you to shoot at them or not shoot at them. That frustrates me. Whereas Skull and Bones has that robust world. It does not use it appropriately or do the right things with it, but it has that world. So, finally, let's move towards the end. How do we fix this? How do we change this in the game? How do we put this in the game? How do I think it would be best to implement this game? I think Windrose needs to have the factions. It needs to have those civilian-based factions and militia get put into the game. I think those faction-based the faction-based militia, civilian-based militia and factions could be really interesting, but I think there's an even cooler way to do that. I think they should capitalize on the procedurally generated aspects, and I think the types of factions, what they are, what they can ship, is all also procedurally generated when you procedurally generate your world. That would add even more uniqueness to your instance, to your world, to your playthrough, which is really cool. It doesn't have to be the French and the Dutch and all that. It can be whatever it's called. It could be completely randomly generated stuff. And those things could be really cool. You could even add like culture specific resources and stuff for where it goes and where it isn't. We should also add some cities in and actually populate the world a little bit. Obviously, this game is in super early access, so this might be something that's on the horizon for them. And if it is, that's awesome. I have no problems with it. It's one of the reasons I'm doing this video. I hope they watch it. I hope they see it and they think, man, that's not a bad idea. But I think we need to have that. We need to have that interaction, especially more in this game than any of the other games, because this game is all about creating your own pirate and creating that own legend. But what good is a pirate legend if there are only pirates? Like, only pirates anywhere. I mean, the other thing is, from what I've noticed, you're not even really supposed to attack the other pirates. You're only supposed to fight Blackbeard's fleet, which is, I don't know, it's very limiting in the lore for me. I think that they need to stress a world. They need to really go into fleshing that part of the game out and giving us more things to get into, to sink our teeth into lore-wise. So yeah, so that's how I think, what I think Windrose needs is that. I think it needs a much more fleshed out world that aren't just pirates fighting pirates in this perpetual violence factory that are these islands, because that's not what pirates did. They didn't always fight each other. They often just preyed on civilians. I mean, it's kind of the point. So, Other than that, like I said, I think Windrose is a really great game. It's a really strong showing from indie dev that's giving a run for the money to AAA games, which we need more of. I love that. That's why I purchased it. That's why I'm going to continue to play it. I don't want anybody to think this is like a negative review of it. This is just something that I'm putting out there in a positive way. Like, hey, this is what I think your game needs. I hope to see it in it. I hope to see what it improves. What do you guys think? Do you guys think this is what Windrose needs? Do you have some other ideas? Put them in the comments below. And yeah, I've got another idea for a second episode of this. So stay tuned to the channel for that if you like it. And then we'll see if we can't keep doing them. Other than that, you can join our Discord, links in the description below, and influence all of our shows from there. Tell me what you think you'd like me to do game-wise. And then, of course, as long as you keep watching and listening, we'll keep making them.